Welcome to the Blessed Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Raykel Tolson, and this podcast is to help you experience being blessed that transcends a mere hashtag. You guys already know I'm a firm believer that being blessed is a mindset, and we have to make a daily decision to be blessed, period. Okay, so if you're ready to be encouraged, enlightened, and entertained, then you are in the right place. I'm broadcasting on WYTV7, Christian Broadcasters Network, a nonprofit charitable radio broadcast with the mission to empower, encourage, and educate. Now, if you are enjoying the Blessed Podcast, I need you to do me a favor. Go to www.wytv7.org and hit that donate button and donate to help us further our mission. Okay. So this is the month of March. We are celebrating women. Let me tell you, I have met some phenomenal women in my life, and Facebook just keeps giving them to me, And our guest today is Tiffany Yancey. I am so excited, guys, because you already know that I love Christmas movies, right? And I'm always talking about Hallmark, Lifetime, and BET. But guess what? We have somebody that had a movie on BET this year, Tiffany Yancey. I'm just going to give you a quick little bio on her. She's from Philadelphia. She relocated to Washington, D.C. for her journey in film industry and as an actress. She started off as an actress, and then she started writing her own material, because we all know that there aren't a lot of material out there for people that look like us. So we have to start writing our own material. And Tiffany, you know what? That's probably how I got started, because my son also was an actor, and we were reading all these scripts and going to all these auditions. And, I just think that God just placed it in our hearts to say, hey, you know what? Start writing some stories. So I'm going to just end it there, and we're just going to talk, because I'm just ready for everybody to meet you. Welcome, Tiffany, to Bless.
Thank you for having me. That's a wonderful, I guess, introduction. But yes, I'm so happy just to be here and to speak with you and to be on your show.
Thank you. Okay, so I have to tell you, so for people that's listening, you're missing out. You're going to have to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe, because Tiffany and I are looking wonderful with our wigs. We both have on our bob wigs, looking just fabulous. And that's the one thing I love about being a woman. I don't know about you. I love about being a woman. And that's why I think for the whole month I'm doing wigs, because that's the beauty. As women, we can just change it up. We can be versatile and still be fresh and still be hip. And you know what? And it's still being us. We're still being authentic. Because I don't try to make people think that this is my hair. I don't do that.
Right. Yeah.
This very authentic.
Honestly, it's like an accessory. You know what I mean? A lot of times it's looked at as an accessory, and I look at it as it's protecting my hair. Like underneath, my hair is natural, it's curly, and I'm like going through a transition phase where, I wear it natural sometimes, but then like some days I just want to just, put it back. I got to go to the gym. I'm sweating. And so, so then after I'm done, I got to run to the store. I got to put this little cutie on real quick. You know what I mean? It's all about convenience and maintenance and doing what's best for you. So, yeah.
Yes. Let me tell you, I'm just going to say it again. I love being a woman.
Oh,
fabulous.
We both. Yes. Look, own it.
Yes. So let's talk about, let's start off with acting.
Okay.
Now, what made you decide that you wanted to be an actor?
I guess as a child, I was very kind of introvert. I'm still introvert to some extent. Introverted, very, just reclusive to some extent. But around my family and my dad, my brother, my sister, we were just very, just a funny family. We had fun. And it started when I was a kid. My dad he brought the neighbor's camcorder. This is like back in the days when camcorders first came out.
Yeah.
Why did he do that? He put the camera in the dining room, propped it up. Me and my sister, we were in that front of the camera doing skits, doing weather shows, news reports. I mean, all type. We just had so much fun. So that was kind of like the start of me just being able to kind of express myself and play different characters. And at the time you're a kid, you're just doing it for fun. Then as I, got older, went to school, went to college, and it didn't really, when I was in school, I knew I was still searching for what I really wanted to do. And like my mother was very like, you need to go to school and get a good job and get a degree. And
mothers do
like,
that.
yeah, you know, mom, she's just like, oh, be a nurse or a teacher. I was like, I don't want to be neither one of those. I was still trying to figure it out. And so once I graduated, I got a degree from Temple in communications, and I did take creative writing, and we did take 1 or 2 like acting classes. But at that time, again, it wasn't like, oh, this is, because I was kind of like, I have to get a degree and get a job.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like drilled, you know, in my mind. So then I decided, once I graduated, relocated to DC. I always wanted to go to Howard, but my mom was like, I'm not paying. Yeah, my mom was like, I'm not paying for you to go out of state. So I had, you know, I'm happy with the Temple, but I was like, well, I'm still going to Chocolate City. I don't care. So after I finished, I graduated, relocated to DC. Started working in like advertising sales, got a, you know, regular job, got my little apartment. I was in my early 20s, but I was like, something is still missing. Like, this is like, this is not it. Like, is this, you know what I mean? Like the working and the bills, there's something else still missing. So I started just taking acting classes, started just doing something in my spare time in the evenings and weekends, started taking theater, you know, classes, and then started going on auditions. Then it hit me. I was like, oh, this is it. Like that feeling, if you're an actor, is like when you're on stage. And I mean, I started, you know, just doing theater in the area, and it was like that adrenaline rush. I was like, you get addicted and you're like, I need this. I need this. So that's where it started in my early 20s. So, and I was just doing it because it filled that passion, that calling that was, you know, kind of festering in me. It was that hole that was missing.
It fulfilled your soul.
Yes, it fulfills my soul, because you knew it was like something is just not, you know, you just kind of feel empty inside. And I'm like, I need something. And that was it. That was my outlet. And so then I just continued on just honing my craft, doing theater, started doing industrials in the DC area. This is, like I said, mainly, it's not a big entertainment town. So, and this was like the early 2000s. This is before like social media stuff. I was just doing just a lot of theater, independent projects, industrial videos, you know, here they do training videos, so they need actors to do reenactments.
I totally get it. Let me stop you for a second, Tiffany, because you said so many gems that I need to make sure that the audience are catching. Because we want to learn about you, but we also teaching people how to make their life better. You said some things that I think that I hope that people realize. You said you did go to school.
Yes.
You did get the job, but you needed more.
Yes.
And so it's not like you quit everything and you just, you did it while you were working. You found the things, and no matter what city you're in, if you're out there listening, you're like, well, I'm not in LA, I'm not in Atlanta. No matter what city you're in, there are places where you can act.
Yes.
There are places, and not just on stage. If you want to do, there are always commercials being made. Y'all see the little corny commercials that the car dealerships and the attorneys make. They may need somebody to do that. There are always stuff out there, and they pay. Because my son, we did it when we were in Orlando. Is after they took all of the Disney stuff away from Orlando and moved it to LA. But he was still doing certain things, and then we actually end up moving to LA. But I mean, there are ways that you can feed your soul. Like, please do not think that if you're not doing it as a full-time job, that is not, you know, it's important that we feel, you know, fulfill our soul. Because we have soul work to do. I'm not telling you to quit your job that's paying your bills and taking care of your family. But there's soul work that you probably need to do.
Yes. Do, like I said, you spare time. I mean, and that, you know, read scripts, you know, watch, you know, movies, and study actors and do monologues. And just, like I said, you have to link up with like-minded people in your area. You know what I mean? That's what I said. You don't have to go to LA or New York, Atlanta. There are film communities and theater communities right in your backyard. You just have to seek them out and find and build those connections with those people, and then you build a network. And and then you learn and you grow with people who you have something in common with. You know what I mean? So
Yes. Thank you for that. I mean, because I feel like there are some people out there listening that needed to hear that today. So I really appreciate you for saying that. Now, let's switch it over, because you went from actor to writer.
Mm-hmm.
What made you make that switch?
Well, after doing, acting for a while, theater and roles, and after, like, this was like, I don't know, I would say 2009, around that time, right when like reality TV became really big.
Yeah.
And I just honestly, well, first off, I just really got tired of auditioning for roles that I felt just didn't really speak to me and my personality and the opportunities. It was like, and as an actress, I kind of feel like, well, I know what I can do. And I know as actors, rejection is a part of the process. But I was like, I didn't like the rejection. I was like, you know what? I don't need them to tell me that I can. I know I can act. So I was like, look, y'all, okay, y'all might have not, picked me for this one, but I used that as a fuel, as motivation to say, you know what? I have an idea for my own movie. And at that time, a friend of mine who was in Philly, he started shooting short films and things of that sort. So I was like, and my girlfriend from high school, she wrote it. She was the writer. He was going to do this movie. And I'm like, yo, let me get in the movie. I'm an actress, And so I auditioned. We put the film together, and it was called Split Second, and it was a drama-based, film. And we just got together and created this independent movie. So that was the beginning of, okay, let's start creating our own stuff as filmmakers. And so when that happened, that really got my the wheel spinning. And I was just like, ooh, I can really, then I started having ideas for my own projects. And my first film called Love 'Em or Leave 'Em was a romantic comedy. Actually, it was an idea that came from an acting class from my acting teacher. And Love 'Em or Leave 'Em is about a woman who meets like the perfect guy, but comes to find out that he comes up short in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So, my stuff is like, I kind of like, my comedy is it kind of pushes the envelope, but it's real life. This is stuff that's women, we talk about, my sister, my girlfriends. So, and so I said it to the DP, Tim. I was like, yo, I had this idea for this movie. I think it'll be really funny. And I told him about it. He was like, yo, we have to do that. And he was like, let's just do it. And, and at that time, I didn't even know how to write a script. I didn't really know like the process, but I figured it out. I said, you know what, I'm going to figure it out and put the script together, this idea. And we got together, shot the film. It took us a while. And, but the concept and the actors who came on board to help me put it together was just like, oh my God, it was just wonderful. And this was 2013, I think. Okay. And so we came together, shot the film. We did a premiere in Philly, and we had like a small premiere here in DC. It won Best Comedy Feature at the Urban Media Film Festival. Cool. And it was at 2015 for that, and Best Score in 2016 at the Philadelphia Independent Film Festival.
Now, was this a feature or was this a short?
It was a feature. It was about I would say it was a feature because it was like an hour and like 10 minutes. It started out as it's a feature. Yeah. But the thing was, it didn't even start out as a feature. It started out really was, I was going to start creating my own reel and writing content for my own reel. So it started out as like a little mini short, but then it kept growing and growing, and we were shooting scenes, and it got funnier and funnier. And we were like, yo, let's just make this a full feature film. You know what I mean? Because it just kept evolving. Yeah. And sometimes that's what happens. You kind of like, okay, you start one thing and the ball starts rolling, and then, stuff just starts, coming together. And you're like, wow, like I had no idea it was going to, come to this.
Wow. But, let me tell you, let me stop you for a second, because I am so excited because you are just dropping so many gems that I'm hoping that people are catching. Because you said you didn't know what you was doing. That's what you said. I know what I was doing. I just did it. And that right there is a message.
Yes. message.
Because we don't have to know everything. We just have to have the desire.
Yes.
And you have to the desire.
Yeah, and courage.
People, and you have courage. Yes.
Courage.
And you know what else? Because you said you didn't know it, but you start looking around, you start doing your research.
Yeah.
You ain't just say, well, I'm going. You start researching.
Yeah, I was determined.
You start asking people. You start asking people about, for things. And that right there, like if anybody is listening, and I even for myself, because I'm trying to do a movie, I'm trying to do movies. That's what I. And it's really scary because it's like you really don't know, and we most of us don't have like an uncle that's in the business that can hook us up.
Right.
So it is like something that we just have to like go with it. I tell everybody, if God put in your spirit, he gonna drop things to make sure you
open the doors for you. If you take one step, he gonna open the doors for you. You can take 3 more steps forward, but you have to take that first step. You know what I mean? You have to take that step. You can't sit. I mean, we all have ideas and desires and goals, but if you're not willing to take that step forward to bring it to fruition, then how do you know it won't happen for you? You know what I mean? You have to put in the work, and you have to be willing to sacrifice. This is something that it's not an overnight thing.
No.
So you have to be passionate about this. Like this has to be a thing where it's like you go to bed and it's on your mind. You wake up, it's on your mind. It's like a burning thing until you get this, accomplish this goal. And
so you say you have to have passion, you have to have patience, and you have to have persistence.
Yes. And faith.
And faith. And faith. And let me just say this, because my pastor, we're doing Lent right now. And she was just talking about, but church folk, y'all got to stop all this praying and hoping and wishing and not acting.
Yes.
Pray,
start doing. Yeah.
You meditate and hear from God, and then let him give you the direction, and then you have to act.
Yeah, you have to go. Then you have to do it.
You have to do it.
It goes hand in hand. You can't just, like with anything, if you meditate, got goals and ideas, but you have to execute. You have to act on it.
Have to.
Period. It's not going to just happen for you. You know what I mean? So you have to take those steps. And I know it might.
Yes.
I was
we gotta stop waiting for somebody to do it for us.
Right. Absolutely. And my new saying, I put it out on my Instagram, was kind of like people's like, I might make it into a t-shirt, is don't hate on nobody, but don't wait on nobody. You know what I mean?
I like it. I like it.
Yes. I mean, it's like, look, create your own lane, people doing their own things, and that's great. So don't hate on them. People are making their move, but you make your own move. So be happy for other folks, cheer them on. But don't wait on folks either. Don't wait on anybody to open a door or an opportunity for you. Once you start.
Yes. I was about to say, I found out that people are willing to help you once you have already started the process.
I was about to say
that. If you telling people I got an idea, they're not hearing you.
Yeah, they're like, okay.
But if you say that I didn't make the script, I got some people attached to the project, I'm already finding money or investors. Yeah. Now they like,
okay. Oh, she's serious. Tiff's serious. Like, she's, because some people, again, in one ear, out the other, and actions speak louder than words. So a lot of people talk. You know what I mean? And if I'm talking about it, I've already done it. You know what I mean? I'm already about to do it. It's already, the stuff is already, you know what I mean? So I'm a doer. And a lot of times it's like, you'll know about it once it happens, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, and that's how people are now going to associate, like, okay, when Tiff says she's going to do something, she's going to do it. And that's how you should be. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to take those risks, be willing to step out on faith, and just keep moving forward. It's things, you're going to run into some obstacles, some hurdles, but all those things that happen is just preparing you for a bigger and better opportunity. So,
yes. Yeah. I love it. Tiffany, I told you it was going to go fast. We got 10 minutes.
I know.
Let's talk about the Christmas movie. How did that happen?
Okay. So Holiday Heartbreak was, I started, after Love 'Em or Leave 'Em, I really started honing my screenwriting skills. So I found a teacher. He's actually a professor at Yale University. His name is Mark Lapadula. He was teaching screenwriting here in the DC area, like in the weekends. He lives in DC or Virginia. So he was teaching screenwriting. So I said, let me really focus on getting my skills together. So if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this the right way. So so I started, studying under him and his classes. I came up with the original Holiday Heartbreak was originally called Chasing the Butterflies, which was a regular romantic comedy. And how the idea came was actually from a real conversation that I had with my dad. Me and my father are very close, and he's always asking about my love life. And I was like, Dad, I don't know, it's rough in these streets. I don't know what's going on. And he said that he felt like it was partly his fault because, back in the day, he was, he's like, I wasn't the best husband to your mom. I was out in these streets doing my thing. And now now that he's older, he felt like his karma was coming back to like haunt me. Wow. And at first I was like, oh, maybe it is your fault. That's his life. But then I was like, no, Dad. I was like, okay, you can't bear that burden. But I was like, that's a great idea for a film. I was like, I'd never seen that before. And I said, that's very relatable, great content. I said, I'm going to write this film. Yeah. And that's when it kind of hit me. I was like, I'm going to write this film. This was like 2015. And that's right around the time that I met Tressa Smallwood. She's a mega book publisher here in the DC area. She started wanted to start turning her books into films. So I connected with her. We met up. I told her, I said, I'm a writer, filmmaker. And I came on as a casting associate just to kind of be a part of her production crew. And because of all my acting experience, I knew a lot of actors in the area. So I came on to help cast the extras and things of that sort. But I came on as real as like, this was like film school like in DC. Like when you have a chance to, be a part of something like this. So I came on board building my relationship with Tressa, and she saw that I was very passionate. I was serious about what I was doing. And I helped her out with 2 of her films, Secrets and All In. And at that time, like I said, she knew I was a writer, and I pitched her. I said, well, because all the films she was doing was primarily like drama based. And I said, well, I have a comedy, when you're ready, just let me know, what I mean? And I pitched her the idea of what I was writing, my script. And at that time I had already wrote the script. I had submitted to a couple competitions and things of that sort. And so in 2017, she got a deal with Viacom, BT, and other networks. So she was like, Tiff, do you still have that script? Like, what's going on? I said, I still got it. It's right here. And so she started, so we started, going over it. She started pitching it to the networks. They wasn't really feeling it at the time. They were like, oh, this is cute, blah, blah, blah. But they were like, we really are looking for holiday films. Like, that's huge now. We want holiday films. Do you have that? She came back to me, was like, Tiff, do you think we can turn this into a holiday film? And I said, absolutely. So went back into the lab, rewrote it. Now, mind you, this was like a good, maybe almost a 1.5 year process. So this was, we were being rejected left and right initially, left and right. And so he's like, okay, now back to the drawing board. Let's make it into a holiday film. I had to go back, rewrite it. So I'm just saying all this is that this was not an overnight process. It took time, work, and patience. And so finally we wrote the script, and she was like, well, we're just going to go ahead, because at that time she was shooting, like she had like a roster of films that she's going to be producing. And she said, well, this is going to be on the roster of my my films. She said, this is going to be the first comedy that they're producing and the first holiday film. And so I was like, yes, boss lady, let's do it. And so August 2020, she was like, we started the process and we shot the film. And they shot it where it's unheard of. She shot the film in August, came out in December of 2020. Yeah,
that I was about to say August 2020. It was in
August
December 2020.
Like the team, Megamind Media. Shout out to Megamind Media and the production, the crew. Charles Jones, the director, because he was the director. He also was helping editing because he had worked with Tressa on our previous project. So shout out to the whole Megamind Media team who put this film together, the cast. I'm telling you, like, so all the things that I was going through, the waiting and the, all the work, it paid off. It paid off in a major way. So that is how Holiday Heartbreak came about. And like, I was trying to look, it said 5 minutes. I was like, let me hurry up and talk.
But, 5 minutes late.
But yeah.
So when you don't miss this, please tell people how they can where can they watch the holiday movie? What is it? Holiday
Heartbreak.
Holiday Heartbreak.
It's on BET Plus.
BET Plus. I did see it on BET at Christmas time, but now it's on BET Plus.
Now it's on BET Plus, yes. So,
okay, and then if anybody wants to contact you, how can they contact you?
They can contact me through, I'm on Instagram at I am _ Tiffany _ Yancey, YANCEY. Okay. And they can also go to my website, tiffanyyancey.com. And I am offering consultations. So I have a lot of people who are looking to like the process of starting to write a script, don't know where to go. Right. So at first I was like, I wasn't trying to teach nobody nothing, but then, it's like, there's people who need direction that, that I'm like, if I can help people, because I had to figure things out on my own. And I'm like, if I can kind of help give people direction and guidance, then by all means, then, I want to kind of give back and help people who are trying to achieve their dreams.
Let me just say this, because earlier in the interview, you said your mama wanted you to go to school and be a teacher. Now look at you teaching people. Yeah. I just wanted to throw that in there before we leave.
You're right. And my mom is so happy now that I am. At first, she wasn't all, with the film thing. She was like, I don't know about this whole film stuff. But now full circle, and she saw the movie, and she's like, oh, yes, baby. But now that I'm teaching and I'm helping people, she's like, yes, teach them. You know what I mean?
That part. Yeah. And I just want to say this for all the mamas out there, because I'm a mama of a grown person too. Listen to your mama, because your mama knows. Now, and here's the thing, and this is just true. Sometimes as mothers, we only know what we know. So when we say teach, we think teach in school. Right. But she knew that you had a teach spirit, you had that teach wisdom, you had that in you. Right. And now look at you teaching people to write screenplays and helping people, mentoring people, because you're finna mentor me, because we're gonna get my Christmas movies done. That's all I'm saying. So hey, y'all listen. God put the right people in your path. I say it all the time. This is why I say that I'm blessed. It's not because I live in a big house or I have fancy things. It's because I wake up and make a decision to be blessed. And it's because God continues to do all the things that I need him to do. Show me, introduce me to the people that I need to meet, to give me the ideas that I need to have. And this is why I meditate. Let me tell y'all, this moment right here, this is a special moment. I promise you. I hope that everybody, if you know somebody that need to hear this, make sure that they go and subscribe to the YouTube so they can hear what Tiffany has to say, because her life, Tiffany, I don't even know if you knew all the gems and all the lessons in your life. I'm gonna need you to write that stuff down. All this, go back and look at it.
I'm actually putting together an ebook. I'm putting together an ebook that kind of, talks about my journey and also tips on writing a script. So I'm actually going to put it into a nice little package. So because like I said, people are reaching out. So I was like, I need to just write this down, and in that way, people can, they can consume it at, on their own time. Yes.
And y'all, we are out of time. I forgot to tell y'all, but today we are actually the interview is on March 13th. This is my mother's birthday, and we have a book to make sure that her legacy lives on. Oh, nice. Granny's Bedtime Prayer is with his granny, and this book is available at tolsonbooks.com. So get it for your kids. Easter is a great time to give books in the Easter basket. And guys, thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Tiffany, for being here with us. Until next week, everybody, be blessed.
Yeah.
Swing Into Their Dreams Foundation presents the golf tournament of the year, raising scholarships for aspiring National Golf Club in Milton, Georgia. The inaugural HBCU Swing Into Their Dreams Charity Golf Tournament. Registration and gourmet continental breakfast begins at 8 a.m. and shotgun at 10 a.m. Award reception follows. Come enjoy a day of jazz, mimosa, cigars, cash bar, silent auction, and more. For more information, contact 770-686-66 471 for dreams. Don't miss it.